Welcome to Touchline. I'm your host, Anthony Totera, coming to you from the 2012 Ontario Soccer Conference. And I have special guests with me now, Gary Miller of Bryst Academy. Gary, thanks for joining us here today. Gary, tell us how long ago you decided to start Bryst Academy and why?
Well, we started Bryst Academy in 1996. It was primarily based out of a program that could develop players to a higher level and assist them in placement in U.S. universities and colleges and Canadian schools. So it developed out of a need in the market from players and from parents that required that additional training. And from 96 till present, we've been developing probably about 1,000 players per year.
Now, Gary, behind us we have the Ontario Soccer Association logos back here. Gary Miller, an academy. Why are you here today, Gary, to talk to so many people that love, first of all, the game of soccer and that are passionate and want to learn? Why are you here today?
Well, a year ago, the Ontario Soccer Association designed a committee called the Technical Advisory Committee. I was asked to be on that committee based on my background with the OSA, the CSA, and also in development of the Academy, SAC. As a board member of SAC and a founding member, they needed information to come in from a variety of sources, and I was one of those members. So for the past year, we've been working on the Technical Advisory Committee, putting together the Ontario Provincial Development League for young players, developing programs in coaching, referee development, and the overall competitive structure. So it's been a tough haul, but we've managed to put together some ideas that are going to ensure long-term player development for the future.
Gary, the main goal here today and moving forward, if you disagree with me, tell me, but I don't think you do, is the development of the player, boy and girl, young man, young girl. If that is the case, why is there so much tension between club and academy? I find that it's still a hot topic out there 2 years after I did a special on it. People still want to talk about it. I don't understand.
Well, the academies, as I mentioned earlier, were born out of a need in the market. Parents and players desired more training programs, higher level of training. They weren't getting it in clubs, not all clubs, but certain clubs. And for us to step up as individual business owners, we provided a service for them with the training. We hired top-level coaches. We paid them well. We got into top-level facilities. So now that we've moved forward over 7 years, we've been in place outside of the OSA. I think the OSA has also started to realize that in moving forward and bringing everybody together for the future, it's vital that the academies are part of that. And I think once the clubs see that there's even the opportunity to work closely with an academy or work closely with another club, then that's their opportunity to develop players and develop coaches for the future.
And isn't that nice to finally, the OSA, that wall has been broken out there. They're willing to listen to people like you, Gary, other academies out there for the benefit of the game and the benefit of the player. What do you have, Gary, that you can offer X club that they can offer that you can do better at? Because there's a lot of good clubs out there as well.
There are a lot of good clubs. There are a lot of good coaches out there. The main focus for clubs right now is really coaching development. They need to get in and work with their coaches and develop them because the spin-off is for the players. What's happened is the academies have put together coaching staffs that are top quality, have already developed programs, so they don't have to go out and sell themselves to clubs, but clubs might require help because of their size. Some of them are like 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 athletes. They don't have enough qualified staff, so they might want to associate themselves with an academy to try and work together to help the player for the long term. Because if they continue along the road with a volunteer coach, it's not going to benefit the young player moving forward. They must start to develop their coaches at a higher level.
The last thing I want to say to you, Gary, you have the platform right now. What do you want to say out there to the clubs, presidents, technical directors of other clubs, that your message, what do you want to get out there from your point of view, from your academy and other academies that you want to feel like you're part of this family in Ontario? What is that message?
Well, I think it's the OSA's message now moving forward is that if we all put our heads together and work together in driving the game forward, it's for the development of the player, the coach, and the referee. We have a lot to offer from the academy side, and we've developed things over 7 years that clubs haven't done. So we're bringing that to the table, might be from a business side, it might be from a developmental point of view, but all of our ideas could be put to use within the whole system. And I think that's really why Ron Smale, the executive of the OSA, and the board have brought us in to help drive that forward.
And it must be also exciting, and also you must be humbled that the OSA has called upon you to step up to the plate here today to present what you did.
Well, I'm not sure if humbled, but I feel good about being back involved. I first started with the OSA in '83, so I'm really happy to be back involved, excuse me, in assisting the organization and driving this forward, because there's a lot of quality people out there that can get on board and work for the purposes of the development of the player in the long term.
Well, the word quality and Gary Miller go together. Good luck to you, Gary, and your players in your academy, and to all the players in academies, and also to players in clubs, because the most important thing is the development of the player. Gary, thanks for joining us on Touchline, and good luck this summer with your teams.
Thanks, Anthony.
My pleasure having Gary Miller of Bryst Academy here on Touchline.